Welcome to Mom's Timeout. I'm your host, Heather. Make sure you follow me on my socials and subscribe to the Mom's Timeout podcast on my YouTube channel, or you can stream on Apple and Spotify. If you're here, I know you've got a lot on your plate, whether you're up all night with a newborn, chasing a toddler or multiple toddlers around, helping your school-age kids with homework, or just trying to keep things together with your grown kids. You're doing it all, and I see you. This space is for every mom, no matter where you are on this wild ride of motherhood. We're keeping it real here. No sugarcoating, just straight up, honest talk. All right, let's get straight to it. RFK Jr. is now the head of Health and Human Services, and one of his first big moves, going after SSRIs. He claims they are addictive as heroin and are a major public health threat. Meanwhile, millions of people, especially moms, literally rely on them to function. And before the skeptics come for me, yes, he does talk about adults too. His executive order says that his team will be investigating the prevalence and threat of SSRIs. He didn't just mention kids. He is looking at all of us. So let's have that conversation. Are antidepressants perfect? No. Are they a tool that has saved countless lives, including my own? Yes. And do we trust the government to have our best interest at heart when it comes to taking them away? Absolutely fucking not. So today we are going to break this down. We are talking about what RFK Jr. is actually saying about those SSRIs, because people do love to say he is not going to take them away. Gosh, when that's clearly the direction he is going, and we should all be concerned and aware. We're also going to talk about what it would take to actually live in a world where fewer people needed antidepressants. You know, how the other countries besides us live. And why America refuses to provide that for us. Also, how other countries handle mental health and why the US keeps failing moms like us. And because we all need to laugh before we start rage scrolling the news, we will wrap it up with a fun little segment called What If America Actually Supported Moms? So you, of course, have the right to your own opinion. You get to decide if you believe if this is what's actually going to happen, if they're going to implement these things, whether it's just the kids and not adults, or maybe it's both. That is your choice. But here in this episode, we are going to have the conversation because we need to have the conversation. This is a time where we need to use our voice, speak up, and start thinking and talking out loud about our mental health, because the government does not see our mental health as their problem, when in actuality, the government is the problem. They are a big reason why our mental health is so bad, because they are not providing the resources that we need to have better mental health. So let's talk about it. Okay, so the US wants moms off of meds, but they are not offering real solutions. They want to offer Band-Aid solutions. If they are so worried about SSRI, then where's the free therapy? Where is the subsidized childcare? Where are the shorter work weeks? Oh wait, none of those exist here. Meanwhile, in other countries like France, therapy is covered. In Denmark, fresh whole foods aren't luxury items. And in Norway, moms get a year of paid maternity leave. And here in the US of A, we get good vibes and a $300 therapy bill. Are SSRIs really as addictive as heroin? Look, let's be clear about something. Are SSRIs addictive like heroin? No. Do some people experience withdrawal symptoms when stopping them? Yes. But do you know what else has withdrawal symptoms? Caffeine. Should we ban caffeine too? Because I'm pretty sure every mom would rage even more about that one. So, this idea that antidepressants are a public health crisis is wild when we have an actual opiate crisis that Big Pharma profited from for decades. But sure, let's hyper-focus on the meds that are keeping moms sane. And look, not everyone needs medication, but that is not the point. I get it. Some people don't like medications. Some people don't believe in them. Some people have adverse reactions to them. Maybe they had a bad side effect. Maybe they found other ways to manage their mental health. And that is completely fine. But here's the thing. You don't have to like SSRIs for them to be necessary for somebody else. Just like I don't tell someone with diabetes that they don't need insulin. Nobody should be telling someone with depression or anxiety that they don't need medication. And yet, here we are. The double standard for moms, mental health. As moms, we are expected to be strong, but also never struggle. We're supposed to handle it all, but also not need help. So, which is it? Are we allowed to get the support we need, or do we just have to silently suffer until we burn out completely? You know the answer to that as of the current state of our United States of America. So, what can we do? Because it's one thing we're not doing is staying silent. No, we don't have to just sit back and accept this. So, here's what we can do: speak out, because they're hoping that we won't. Share your stories because real people are affected by these decisions. And push back because policies can change if enough people fight for it. I know that in our current state of the world right now, just in the last 4 weeks, it seems so bleak and dim. But we have to use our voice. We have to use our voices for good and stand up for ourselves. This world has been met with destruction before, and even since then, the people have evolved. We are stronger, we are better, we are louder than the people before us. We are more informed, we are more aware, and we have a bigger sense of community. And that's what we need with each other. Finding your community, finding your people, speak up, talk to them, get your stories out there, make your voices heard, and let's normalize the hardships of being a mom and that we need help. And it is okay to need help from medication. It doesn't have to be your answer. There are plenty of natural ways to go about that. But if you've already done that and that's not working and you want help with medication, then that is okay too. We can all be different. I personally have tried both ways. I tried not taking medication for the longest time because I was scared. I was scared of the unknown. I was scared of being called crazy. I was self-sabotaging with all kinds of thoughts that were not real. I was just making them up based on very little to no knowledge about an antidepressant. I just knew them to be something of a sort that would make you feel like a zombie. And obviously, how is it going to do my job as a mom feeling like a zombie? And now that I take medication, I absolutely do not feel like a zombie. I feel like a more aware, emotionally intelligent, and more optimistic and less angry, at least not as easily. I still get angry, but I have a much longer fuse to get there. It has made me a healthier mom for my kids, but this has been my experience, my choice. And my experience doesn't get to decide anybody else's choice, and that is okay. I just want to keep bringing more awareness and normalizing the hardships of motherhood and raising our voices about our mental health and what we need for support. So keep showing up and keep talking because you are needed in this world and your voice does make a difference. So now let's play a game of if America actually supported moms? A what if game. Okay, so let's pretend we live in an alternate universe where America actually gave a damn about mom's mental health. What would that look like? Free therapy covered by insurance, a grocery store where organic produce costs less than a drive-through meal, maternity leave that doesn't make you beg for job security, and doctors who listen when moms say that they're struggling. Wow, that sounds like a dream, right? Meanwhile, here we are, just trying to survive on caffeine and vibes and some occasional deep breathing. All right, I want to hear from you. So tell me in the comments what you would like to add to that list, because there are a ton more to be added, and I want to hear from you. So here's where we land. If they want fewer people on antidepressants, then they need to make it possible for people to live without them. But they won't. So we have to keep speaking up. Here's some things that I want you to take away from this episode. Mental health meds are a lifeline for some moms, and that is completely valid. If they want us off our medication, then give us free therapy, better healthcare, and actual support. Until then, no. You don't have to like medication for it to be necessary for someone else. And it is absolutely not up to the government to decide who gets to keep theirs. Now, I want to hear from you. So moms, have you ever been judged for taking medication? Have you ever felt like the system doesn't actually want you to get better? I want you to drop a comment, send me a DM, or share this episode with a mom who needs to hear this. And if you're just as fired up about this as I am, good. Let's keep talking about it. That is it for today's episode. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your mind, and remember, we deserve better, and we are not done fighting for it.